Hello, fifth grade. We're going to get started on chapter 13, which is England and the British Isles. Now, first, let me start off by reminding you that Europe is the second smallest continent. Okay, now Europe is next to Asia. So the unique thing about that is sometimes, excuse me, sometimes they call it Eurasia, which is a blend of Europe and Asia, which would be then the world's largest landmass. Okay, so now right on the outside of Europe is a whole bunch of islands, and those islands are the British Isles, and they make up of a few different islands. One is Great Britain, one is Ireland, and much of some other small little countries. Okay, so Great Britain is actually the 8th largest island in the world. Okay, and the United Kingdom of Great Britain actually has 4 countries within it, and that is England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Okay, but Southern Ireland is not actually part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain. It is actually part of the Republic of Ireland. So know that Northern Ireland is part of the United Kingdom of Great Britain, but Southern Ireland is not. Okay, it is part of the Republic of Ireland. So now England went through quite a few changes over time, but the most important thing that England brought to America was biblical heritage. Okay, they brought the Bible over to America, and that is really important for us to know. Okay, now throughout history there are many events that happened through England, and it kind of took place where they were under different rules of different people. And so it first starts off with, they're actually in ancient times, they belonged to the Roman Empire for about 400 years, and then it got changed hands because once Rome kind of left the area, it changed hands a couple times in the Middle Ages, and through that we have William the Conqueror, who actually became the King of England through his victory called the Norman Quest. Okay, so he went in and beat the Hastings at the time that were kind of in that area. And so, like I said, there's kind of some change of hands through England. And during that time, in the Middle Ages, the Magna Carta was signed. And now this was a document that was signed in 1215, and that established the monarch as having limited by the law. And so what that did is it actually led to then the traditions throughout time that then changed to a constitutional government, and then to the representative government, where we have the people representing the nation, and that's where Parliament came into England. And we learned a little bit about that at the beginning of the year, I think. And so the interesting thing about the Magna Carta is that a lot of what's in the Magna Carta we actually adopted into our Constitution and our government, because obviously a lot of the English came over, and that's who started the first American colonies. And so we actually have a lot of our Constitution and our government actually goes off of or was represented by Magna Carta. So one of the things that I want you to hear is it said, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That's something we continue. And the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy or public trial. Another thing that we use here in our government. So kind of interesting that we, of course, were founded from, the English coming over. And so that's how a lot of our Constitution goes in line with what they had done over there. Okay, so now during the time of them coming over and in the Middle Ages, John Wycliffe, remember, was the very first person to translate the entire Bible into the English language. Now, that's a really important thing because we adopted the English language, obviously, over here as it was brought over here. So that's really important for us to know that John Wycliffe, and I think we've already gone over him before, so you might remember. Okay, then we have William Tyndale, and he was the one that actually printed the very first English copy of just the New Testament. But then we have Miles Cloverdale, and he was the one that printed the very first version of the entire Bible, which is pretty big to know. Okay, so England was a unique country in the fact that kings ruled over it. And remember that America was founded because they wanted to leave that rule of the either the Roman Catholic Church, or then it turned into the Catholic Church, and the king was ruling over, and their beliefs and things and how they were running everything, and that's why they came over here. So it's interesting that a lot of our American colonies were also, developed from the English coming over, and so we've adopted some of those things. But England really gave the most important thing they could, and that was bringing the Bible to America. And so that's really something you want to remember, that their biblical heritage, or our biblical heritage, came from England. So we're going to get started with England. I hope you guys enjoy England. My grandmother's from England, and if we were in class, I would have loved for her to, come in. I had this whole plan for her to come in, and I'm really disappointed that I don't get to do that, but maybe I could try to interview her and put her on. I'm not really sure, but she did go through, she's 95 years old, going to be 96 years old, so she even remembers back in the Great Depression. So there's a lot of what she remembers growing up in England, so maybe we can go ahead and get some information from her, but I hope you guys enjoy England. Now, we also have our International Week this week, and we were going to do a big thing on it in school, and so I did provide you guys with a project that is going to be extra credit at this point, but if you do the project, then please go ahead and snap a picture of it, and I will put a album on the media on Bloom so that you could share that information with our other students in class. So, and then you can provide that for me at the end of the week or next Monday when we do a drop-off. So I hope you guys enjoy England. If you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to step out of the way so that you guys can take down some more of the notes if you didn't get them all, or you can press pause now.